Raising the Bar Redux recently released Division 2. I covered a demo of this update a while back, but now that the full thing is here, let's take a peek at what's new. Now, this update also updates Division 1. While I haven't looked at those updates, I will only look at the content specifically considered part of Division 2. So, Division 2 starts off from the canals, basically the root canal equivalent of this mod. What I liked about these sections is how different the canals are from the retail game. It looks dirtier and more sludgier than the retail ones. There's Zenflora everywhere, pools of toxic waste, and welcome addition of enemies like the bull squid. The inside locations like the Combine outposts and armories have a very nice atmosphere to them. There's use of very good dynamic lights, and overall the way it's all done really brings out a menacing feeling in these places. As expected, the mod excels with its combat encounters because RTBR pistol, my beloved. But the other weapon models look great and feel great too. They have a sort of oomph that makes it really satisfying to shoot them. I've often compared RTBR and Dark Interval, and honestly, while I love both of these mods, Dark Interval has a much more modern feel to it, while Raising the Bar Redux has this special, classic kind of source mod feel, but it's also super polished. But as I played this, I realized how improved everything had become compared to early iterations, that they're almost reaching retail level of production. But that doesn't mean it's like the retail game. RTBR has a very unique sort of art style that's depicted through its level design and visual fidelity. The surrounding areas that you can see but not go to look absolutely fantastic from all angles, especially when you reach the wider canals. This is where we sort of experience this mod's water hazard. With a decked out looking airboat, these levels play just as fine as Water Hazard. However, maybe it's my video game journalist skills or the mod, there were quite a few places where I felt like something was holding me down, like the airboat just stopped going forward. It was a weird moment, I don't know. But as expected, this section of the mod is very intense and filled to the brim with action. There's a certain feeling of urgency that creeps in as soon as it starts, making it feel like the Combine are right behind you and you have to escape fast. There's a couple of stops we take in between the airboat sections, and they were designed just fine to be not too long and not too short either. A nice little detour from the driving for some fun gameplay. At the final half of this section, we get into a boss fight with the helicopter and two APCs in this wide open arena-like place. This felt like a proper challenge. It was very intimidating to dodge the rockets while trying to take down the gunship in the air, but at the end, it was quite satisfying to bring down the helicopter and blow up the APCs. Then we reach the caves. Outside the caves, there was a jet ski here, but I guess it's just an Easter egg to the beta because originally Half-Life 2 was supposed to have a jet ski. But anyway, inside the caves, we meet Alex and her pet, Skitch. Now, if you didn't know, in the original story, Alex was supposed to have this alien pet of unknown origin, so it was nice to see that original concept bring to life here. And Alex looks fantastic in her old design. I was really impressed with this whole section. The animations, the voice acting, the map itself is very well done. Alex actually sounds really close to those cut lines you can find in the Lake beta files.
Gordon, I'm hurt! Can't move! Go on without me. Find my father. There's an emergency bunker near the inner gates. He's in command there. Tell him that
This is it. The prototype physics manipulator. Though I call it the fizz gun. It's pretty clunky, but it gets the job done.
And Eli Maxwell sounds great too, even though his voice isn't as deep as the original concept.
If you've never been out there before, I have one piece of advice. At the first flicker of green light, you run.
Some memories there. Captain Vince and I haven't really been able to talk to each other after we had to split. He had to take command of the conscripts, and I'm still here. With Alex, just as he wished. It's a shame Vivian didn't make it. She was one of a kind.
Too much.
This voice actor did a fantastic job playing his role. We roam around the lab for a while and check out some of the memorabilia the doctor has laying around. There's also this little section where you press on items and the doctor gives you a short explanation about them. That was really cool. This also happens later in the Ravenholm chapter. Overall, compared to Black Mesa East from the retail game, this actually looks like a proper hideout where the occupants had to use scraps to build it all. Black Mesa East was, well, much more advanced in comparison. Oh, also, T-Bot is here too. And he talks. Anyway, Alex gives us the gravity gun, which resembles the 1999 version of the gravity gun, and goddamn does this view model look amazing. I love it. In the Half-Life history, there are 3 versions of the gravity gun, and honestly, this one takes the cake. Then the combine attack, and we have to run away. We get disconnected from Eli and T-Bot, so Alex sends us on our way to Ravenholm so we can get to the depot and rescue Maxwell. Alex circles back to the cave to salvage things before she can meet us there. Now, the way Ravenholm is introduced is... Damn, son, look at that. It's goddamn beautiful. Now this version of Ravenholm is much more scarier compared to the retail one. It's designed in a way that it still has the nature of that chapter intact, while the visuals have gotten a super overhaul. Like seriously, if I've ever seen many Ravenholm reimaginings, this is probably the best one yet. It's just so good. It has this feeling of dread that was still present in the retail game, but this amplifies it a lot because of the dark and gritty nature it has. Also, there's a gnome here. Yes, this thing. This was a very pleasant surprise, honestly. It acts like a mini boss battle and it's really fun to fight him. Also, it made me spoil my pantaloons as well, but yeah, that thing is terrifying. The Padre, Father Gregory, looks good too with some great voice acting. I'd only maybe polish up his face a little bit. He looks a bit different from what Eli and Alex looked like. Also, his jeans is a bit too shiny. I would suggest to maybe lower down the shininess of that texture, the specular shining, I don't know what you call it, and maybe up the roughness. That might fix it. But still, good stuff. After we go through a lot of the Ravenholm chapter, which was again very well designed and very well laid out, Father Gregory hands us a shotgun, and this was a fanboy moment for me to see that the original shotgun model here. You know, the one from the beta. Now, like the retail game, it was an enjoyable experience overall, and that's pretty much all I can say about it. And that's pretty damn impressive seeing how the original chapter was. Ravenholm is a pretty high standard in terms of level design, both in terms of visual and gameplay, and this mod does reach close to that standard. We also get to see the inside of the church and also ask Padre why the hell is he eating the aliens. This is definitely a reference to the cancelled 4th chapter, Return to Ravenholm. It was quite surprising to see the quarry here too, although it kinda is a mix of a quarry and a cemetery, but that was nice. Here we get into a timed section where we have to protect Father Gregory from the monsters while he fixes the lift. He hands us his Annabelle, which is overpowered as hell, but very slow. So if there are many enemies close to you, you're pretty much screwed. Also, I forgot to mention previously, Alex also hands us her pistol while she opens the door for us, and that was awesome. That pistol was awesome to use. Forgot to mention that earlier. After a very intense section here, we hand back Annabelle to Father Gregory, and he says his farewells. The mines were definitely a step up from their original concepts. I felt a hint of episode 2 inspiration here, and that's definitely not a bad thing. The mines felt massive to go through and it was pretty good. Here we find the digger which we used to plow through the monsters and the mama pod to break on through to the other side. And that is where this division ends. I gotta say, man, this is some real good stuff. I love the fact that they are banking hard on original map designs and not on the actual leaked beta maps. This was a very pleasant release to end the year with. And there you have it. That was Raising the Bar Redux Division 2. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and a big thanks to these members for supporting the channel: Copfighter, Jason, Mistress Baban, TTG, Winter, Alien Grunt, Mark Jelen, A Normal Street Lamp, Klaus, T-Boy 301, HL1+1, TRR Droid, the Hazardous Memer, Bipolar the Fighter, Forgotten, and Skyclad. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.